my name is Michael Vernon. Yeah.
I'm Kate.
I'm Andy.
And Alec Bleggy is currently missing right now, and we also have Joe and Malcolm as our engineers working with us. And we are Walnut Hills. I guess this is the first group with it. And this is our framework plan. Walnut Hills, in case you don't know, you guys do, but is right there in Cincinnati. It's part of the it's an actual neighborhood inside Cincinnati. And it's situated right next to I-71, so that factors a lot into our presentation. So, Kate's going to start.
Okay, I'm going to go over this urban framework plan. And we began on McMillan Street as the main commercial corridor of the neighborhood. And we're proposing that the vacancies here get replaced with service businesses. And in talking with the neighborhood representatives, we heard that a post office, a laundry facility, sit-down restaurants would be helpful as infill there that would support the neighborhood community. And we also are proposing here at the site of the Kroger, replacing that with the neighborhood market, because the Kroger is supposed to move within 2 years. And so that would serve as sort of a community hub, and the existing parking lot there is the site of a lot of community interaction. So we're going to capitalize on that. And then here, the purple is our cultural center. And you have the existing library, the new Frederick Douglass Elementary School, and then the community rec center. So we want to expand upon that and increase the cultural image of the community there. And then in response to the better highway access along I-71, what they're going to have is better access to McMillan, Taft, and MLK. And so we are proposing that along the ramps, that there's a greenway to improve the neighborhood image for all the people that will be passing through. And then also in this area here, it is currently low-income housing, a lot of crime and dilapidated conditions. And so we are proposing a new office district to address the better highway access. And then these residents would be relocated into improved housing in these two neighborhoods down here.
Okay, and I'm going to go through these diagrams here very quickly. The economic diagram, again, what you said we're going to have now, and instead of just the business district down here, we're going to have a new one up here. So that gives two different points where office workers can then go inside the neighborhood business districts to interact with it. There's a lot of different cultural activities around. There's a lot of churches, 3 or 4 schools, a lot of economic help for actual residents in the area. So what we're proposing is to establish some sort of cultural base right along here in the center area. So then everyone has a place to go instead of just being dispersed all over. For green infrastructure, again, we have the green along the highway, but we're also planning on taking Gilbert Avenue and making it a parkway-like type thing with lots of trees, maybe some plantings. Not to make it an official parkway, because it's right now has a lot of businesses on it, but it's just to make it more green and more hospitable. For residential, again, we're moving low income into more I guess more aesthetic housing, more economically friendly housing closer to the business district, because right now up here they're too far away from anything. They can't get any further, stuck there. Down here, this neighborhood is pretty well off, so we're just leaving that one alone. And this one needs some maintenance work again, and some infill work. But again, it's okay. For transportation, we have major bus routes that meet here at People's Corners, so we're proposing some sort of transportation hub building that will act, because that's actually one of the 3 main points across the city.
They're the most important transportation hub.
Yeah, Government Square is one. This one's one of them, and I think the third one is.
The second one is Northside.
Northside, that's right, that's right. And also, this is going to be a major access point for the streetcar system if it comes through, so that will act as a nice center for all of that. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the neighborhood market area. I want to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go first then with the cultural center area, which again is right here within the neighborhood. The cultural center is a big draw once the neighborhood gets more redeveloped and the market takes hold. Essentially what we're planning, there's going to be a couple stages with this. The first stage would be to kind of work with this corner. The mayor's plan and the neighborhood plan both call for something. They wanted a city hall, mini city hall type building, And what I took that to mean is a place where people can go if they need help with any like city functions, forums, gathering, just basic information, instead of having to go all the way downtown, or if they need help, like for elderly people, they don't exactly know how to use the internet, maybe they can go to this one building and get help with city functions. And they also wanted a design studio much like the Niehoff Center actually. So I thought to put it there would be tie in both to the neighborhood or the neighborhood business district and this eventual cultural center. Later on, once the business district gets more revitalized, the senior center, the current neighborhood center, the car lot here, and there's a Frisch's building here. The car lot and the Frisch's, we're proposing to move those elsewhere.
It's an office building.
An office building.
Yeah,
okay.
for Frisch's.
Office building for
Their
Frisch's.
headquarters.
We're proposing to move them and create kind of like a cultural center in this area, with lots of walkways to go for access, but also to make it more kind of like a park feel to it, but also with the buildings inside of it. We have the car dealership right now. I was thinking we could use that into kind of a new neighborhood center, because right now theirs is very small, but also tie in some things like for children, for teens, for children, for teens, and for young adults. The current community center can be changed into a senior center so that they have a lot of seniors are actually moving into the Walnut Hills area, so create a sort of place for them to gather and do things for senior citizens. Number 5 here, we're planning a daycare center actually, because a lot of people will be working here, so that'll kind of tie in to that center area, and maybe if they have to pick up their kids in the afternoon, then they can spend more time down here like shopping or eating or whatever. Number 4 would be a theater, and this is something that ties into a lot of the cultural area, because Walnut Hills is trying to become a place for artists to meet. This is something that they have proposed in both the mayor's plan and in their neighborhood plan.
45206.
45206 plan, yes. So I was thinking a theater would be a good place for musicians and like theater troupes if they want to do something there, and also maybe a classroom area for stuff like that to go on. Another major function, this would actually be first. These houses here and these houses here, again, both plans had called for artist live work studios, and I figured that would be a good place for them because it's right next to what would then become the cultural center, and also establish them around inside the neighborhood, instead of grounded area. Now we can move on to the business district.
Oh,
Yes?
now, without describing them, go back through the numbered blue things for me. Remind me what all of them are.
This would be, I call it Walnut Hills Conduit, just as a way to show that it's connected to the city hall, or to the city, just as a government function. This would be the place that's like the Niehoff Center. 3 would change from the current Walnut Hills Community Center into a Walnut Hills Community Center into a senior center. 4 is the theater. 5 is the daycare. 6 would be the new community center, which is currently a car dealership. And 7 is kind of just like tying it all together. We have like some sort of nice garden area with, this is a slope right here, and it's a pretty steep slope, so you can't develop much there. So I was thinking to let nature kind of take hold of it and allow it to become a woods kind of.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to be reminded, I hate numbered keys. I can't remember what things are. Okay, go ahead.